Gabs FM, power to engage your world as we continue on the second hour of the arena. Still talking the human stories behind some of the issues that we've been touching on. Cindy, I know you wanted to very quickly just talk a little bit about the issue of religion. I think I want us to talk more facts. I think, unfortunately, every time we have this conversation, religion always comes up in it. There are a few things you were saying off air. I think you actually should just put them out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I was saying off air is, I'm very much angered by Christians having their own divisions within them being Christians, regardless of being gay or not. For example, callers who call and talk about how there are churches who have the power in the name, and those, who are they? Who gave them the permission? Who gave them that revelation that these churches don't have the power in the word? You understand what I mean? There are so many prophets in the Bible who did not deliver and who did. Because I studied the Bible, I read it, I pray. You understand what I mean? I do everything that they do. And another thing is what they were talking about, saying there are some PhD churches that we need to go to. I've been to those churches. You understand what I mean?
The specific ones,
you know, the specific ones that caller was mentioning. I've been there, and here I am. There was no, hey, we're prophesying you, we're delivering you, and things like that. You understand what I mean? So the very fact that people don't understand the nature of God, because God can never be understood. If we understood God, then he would not be God, right? God makes things in ways of which we don't understand as people. And therefore we should stop using Christianity as a way of hiding behind what we're saying, right? Because in the Bible, in the end, no sin is greater than the other. And when Paul talks about how certain people won't inherit the kingdom of God, and you look at the lives that we live in, the world in which we live in, then it's safe to conclude that nobody will inherit the kingdom of God, right? But that's not it, because God, when Jesus came, he came to preach about grace, right? Grace to pardon us from the sins in which we do because of our flesh. So I feel in that instance, when we're pointing fingers at each other and judging, we're equally going to be judged, because we're doing the very same thing that the Bible is condemning us to not to do, you know? Yeah, but that's basically it.
Do you want to pitch in anywhere, Bakang, Lawrence? Do you want to pitch in with anything that the callers were saying?
Okay, what I would say is that it's not about one being possessed by demons or religion against emotions. It's about how the reality of today's world, whereby people's emotions and are put into challenges, are put into a test, whether it is safe to say that they are more credible than how another person's feel. You're like, we don't understand the challenges that one faces on the day-to-day basis. I can say, like, I can see you smiling, right? But I don't know what is happening inside you. And then here I am acting like a Jehovah's Witness, giving you all the lecture about how you're going to hell. Well, if there is hell, then we are all going to hell, in my own opinion.
Lawrence?
Nna hela se ka se buang ke gore ra luta ba gaetso, but ga ra ikgethela. Se ke sone se ka tang go se le sensitize gore ga re ikgethele go nna jana, ke maikuto ka ntseng ka teng. Hela ya ka melao e tshentshitse bogologolo, monna o na batelwa mosadi, mme banna ba ema ka dinao ba re nna ha ke file mosadi o le mo mpatetseng, e be go tshentshwa gore banna ba ipatele basadi o itise motho gore ke eno ke monyalanyo. Ke dumela gore le rona go rona it's an internal thing, go mo teng. So we cannot force ourselves gore ke le Lawrence ya na e be ke go bata mosadi, ke go boegisa ngwana ba batho, because nna ke tabe ke sena maikuto mo go ene. So ba gaetso go mo ga se boikgethelo, ke go mo go teng.
14962 is our SMS line. You can call in on 3956962. I want to take some of the messages that have come through. This one says, Kathy, good morning. My style of life is unique from your way of life, and it's for no one to decide my fate. God is for us all. It's a message coming from Geo. Another one says, tell those children God created Adam and Eve, and the Bible says a man will be united to his wife, and the two shall be one, not woman and woman. That is not from God. All right, can they go to Be Free Church in Mogoditsane? God will change their lives. That's Mosoto in GC. Another one says, can all Badumedi understand that not everyone is Mudumedi? Another one says, my dear, we have a child like that in our family. The remedy is love. She got married, and then the same night of marriage, she refused to sleep with her husband because she feels she's a man. We called youth of her age in the family close to her to talk to her. There's a voice that speaks with them. It is spiritual, only love. Unfortunately, the rest of the message didn't come through. Another one says, I think when we discuss this issue, let us remove God from it. Yet another one says, ha re go tshwana fela le bona le bagolo batho ga re go tshwana fela le go bonela bagolo batho betso ga re ka ke ra re modimo o dirile monna le bogole ebile ga re ka ke ra re bana le bogole ga se ba modi. Okay, I have no idea what this message is saying. This one says, ke batla go itse gore ga go na le dintsho le manyalo karabo dira ditiro dihe tsa borre kana tsa bomme ga ke itse gore karabo maybe go tewa bakang. 14962 is our SMS line. 3956962 is our phone number. Go ahead and get in touch with us. Gabs FM, power to engage your world. We're going to talk about something that is one of the backlashes, one of the consequences that come up anytime we talk these issues. Now, we've heard a lot of the callers saying, this is ungodly, this is satanic. So I'm going to assume that means a certain percentage of our population feels that way. And so when they come across you with the way you identify and the way you try and express yourselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, growing up, you already had the mean names, the being teased, being bullied. And now when you get older, I think it gets a little bit more violent. We'll get to your story, Cindy, in a while. Bakang, you wanted to interject?
Yes, I wanted to talk about the issue of corrective rape. That's what we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. With the stereotypes that we are facing currently, where we find a lot of female tomboys being more in association with males because they feel like they belong with males. Now, when we look at that scenario, we tend to realize that through the researches that we have made, that when it's time to go drink alcohol, they will let that female tomboy to get drunk, and then they take advantage of her, meaning because she hasn't had sex with a boy, or just because they wanted to shame her of being a tomboy, just because she's a lesbian, they're trying to put her in her place. This is a common scenario which happens mostly in South Africa, but we have reoccurring cases here and there in Botswana which are not reported, but we have uncovered it through the research as Success Capital we have been doing nationwide, which is currently ongoing.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the work that Success Capital is doing, but Cindy, tell us your story.
So, in many cases, like Bakang was saying, because of the kind of society that we live in and the community that we're raised in, where people talk about, oh no, God made Adam and Eve. When people get to find out that, especially men, being egocentral and stuff, they would want to say, one, it's because you haven't had sex with a man, or B, the man you had sex with didn't do it properly, so let me do it. With or without your consent, they would want to do that so that they prove a point. And that is what we call corrective rape, right? People trying to correct you or correct the way you are through sex. And I've had many of my friends, have, go through those kind of situations. And sometimes you'd find that it doesn't change, even because homosexuality or being queer is not about sex. I think that's one thing people don't get. It's not about the sex. It's about how you feel and who you are. Because there's so many lesbians who've had sex with so many men just to, I don't know, the whole thing. Okay, fine, maybe I didn't have it good enough, or I be out of that depression, out of that need to be uniform to everybody else or normal, and they'd have sex with so many men and it doesn't change, because it's not the sex. You'd find we go to it's not that. So corrective rape does happen, and it does affect us because in the end you become more depressed than you were, And as for gays, there's kind of like little different, because you'd find girls saying, no, let's just do it. Maybe and they don't want to be with a girl. You know what I mean? They can have sex with as many girls as they want or as they are forced to, but it won't change who they are in the end. And it's a very painful and sad thing to go through, because people don't want to accept that this is you and you will never change. It's not the sex that will change. It's not what we say that will change you, basically. Yeah, it's not the counseling that will, because you can go through 10,000 counselors and nobody's really reaching the person in you. You understand? Nobody's really like, okay, fine, no, like, you know what? The sky is blue. Even if we can throw crickets in the air, it'll always be blue. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting when we talk about how people are saying, that you are lost, but yet it goes back. I mean, we have seen those incidents. It was there, and we know even in our culture and in our society, it was there, or it has been there.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing. Or maybe it's just that now we're talking about it, we're more open about it, and we are also decriminalizing it.
Yeah.
The message comes through here saying the Constitution of Botswana, Section 11, affords every Motswana the liberty to align themselves to whatever religious philosophy they want, and the liberty not to align to any religious philosophy if they so please. Why are Christians trying to force all to abide by Christian laws? This is Kane, young man from Lihabibo. Let's take this caller here. You're live on Gabs FM. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma. Kiko kayo, my dear.
Mo Gabs FM.
Hello.
Hello, Mo Gabs FM.
Okay, my dear. I've been listening to you.
Emma.
Why sorry, but now about this talk, because re ka ba thusa a mo lapeng, our neighbor, our eng.
Khabaretse.
Ke bana ba leng gore ba decide gore bana ga batho gore tsa go tela ha ka ba ruba ha lerato. Di kereke tsa go buang ka tsone ba batla go kerekeng e leng gore di condom na se ba se batang. Ke re ke le seng dia bua. O bua ka modimo. A o batla go nthare ngwana ta mo ama doctor ale a child se di setse ka sa se ene seng dia se batang. O batla re ngwana wa anne ya ka ina bata. Will God be happy?
I don't understand. Orang over will the child
about the khona go tshola bana. Let's say ba leng gore ke di an example. A tla khona go tshola bana ke. Me bana le rapo la bana. Ke ngwana wa ofeno he yo tlong go tsengwa o family ya sa itseng gore ya reng. Ata le bella ba tsadi ba dira jalo ngwana o ene dira etsa ga ga teng ka tsone. A molao wa haru dro le re letse bana ba tlong go adoptiwa. Ba leng gore le ofeno children was number tsadi ayana ba isiwa go le go bone go le gore maikutlo a bone ba reng ka one.
I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying gore they don't listen because they're going to adopt children and raise them in confused families.
I was ba an example le mona re go ba ka tshwantseng le mo le ba na le bogole a ke bona le bogole ja bone. So santa go mo ba thibelang thuso mo go bona ba thuswe ke a tshwe dia bone fine ba ka ra mo kana ba treatwa ke ba ngo sekolong ka teng, but even if you try to extend a hand to them kalorat you'll just throw it away.
What
but
kind of
thing gore kgang ke gore time will tell. We'll continue loving them nako eta thalosa
I want to understand the hand of the loving hand that you're extending. What kind of help are you offering that's not being taken?
You can go into 100 counselings that throw the things in the cricket. You can't reach there. You cannot if you have locked your mind. How do you accept a counselor to help you?
Okay, so you're talking about counseling.
Hey, counseling. How do you expect a counselor to help you?
What you're basically saying is, if they have these feelings, they should go for counseling, and the counseling will help.
It will help because what doing? Yes, they are right, and they are right, and they should not affect. Bana ba ba adopt ma di-family tsa bone le bona bana bao a mola o dira gore ha gona ngwana a adopt mo family e ngwana sa itlhaloganya ngwana kana ga na boikgetelo wa go enda pa dira ka eng.
It's a two-way street. We have seen many incidents where you've got a man and a woman very badly raising children. I know that's a very controversial topic. We've lost our caller, but I think with the issue of child raising, we've seen a lot of parents doing a very bad job who are men and women. We've seen a lot of men and women doing it alone, men or women doing it alone, so that one is a different issue, I think, for a different day. And it's one that I definitely want to have, but not today, because today I want us to focus on the topic that we're touching on.
Can I just say, in response to the caller, the fact is ha gona ope o ka choosang gore a se ka nna anne gore a se ka nna se gore there's no child who doesn't want to make their parents proud. There's no child who wants to we don't choose to live and be everybody. It's human nature to want to belong. It's human nature to want to belong. You understand? There's nobody who wakes up and be like, no, na ke tla ka go nna setlhakana tlhogo kana ke a go choose gore ke ska belong to a particular. You don't choose that. If it was a choice, trust me and you, I would have chose differently. I would have chose okay, no, because you want to belong. And Sasi Buang is very wrong because there are so many people who do so many things to just try to belong. You understand? Suppress how they are just in the name of belonging, in the name of being part of something.
To be quote unquote normal.
To be normal. We go through so much things to be normal. And it's wrong to just stand up and say, no, of course we've wanted all of that and we've gone to churches to want that. But that doesn't happen because we're normal in our own way. And us accepting our normality is okay.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something, Lawrence?
Nna se ke batla go se bua hela ke gore ra retsa me batho motho mongwe le mongwe la le ko bogananeng jwa go boleng teng. So ya ka ke buile nna ke le Lawrence yana ke santse ke sa tswale mo batseding ba me gore I'm gay mo go supang gore ra retsa me ano ha o retsa o hella ile gore almost 75% of your life o tshela botshelo jwa motho o mongwe because wa bo o le ka go mo impressa. For now, since I was born, ha ke le ko gae gore I have to be a man. I have to disguise into being a man who people want me to be. Wa e bona ke tshwara sengwe le sengwe ja ka rre bile ya ka ke sentse ke buile le kore le o simolla le go o simolla go hita nnete wa bona go gae ya ka ke bua gore ke rre keng ha ke le go gae gore ke ngwana we le gore ke ene ngwana yo utwang tota yo le gore ha ratane bile ha ire sepe e le tsela ya go dira eng go supa toto ga pele ga batho ya no ene re ka letelwa gore re nne se re leng sone gona go ka hetoga
Kana looking at the challenge that I face as the youth, there's a lot of alcohol abuse. You know, these little issues are a contributing factor. Because the stereotypes are very loud, and they are kind of loud just to reach our potential. And I was raised by a heterosexual couple. And I'm still gay, so I choose through AI or adoption or gay. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
There's some messages that have come through here. This one says, if the Christians think they're so perfect, they must go and live in heaven. Earth is the place where Satan was thrown and we tolerate each other here. That's a cold ghost in Mettsville. Another one says, why is it the cultured Africans, but when are they going to wake up? Okay, let's take a call here. You're live on Gabs FM. Okay, 3956962. That's the number to dial if you want to get a hold of us. You can go ahead and call on or SMS on 14962.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, the station, or its clients. Kindly note that this program contains adult content. Parental discretion is therefore advised.
My mom knows.
Gabs FM, power to engage your world. We will have this conversation on air about your parents and acceptance, but let's take some of the calls that are coming through right now. You're live on Gabs FM. Good morning.
Hello, me.
Dumela ra.
Well, kabela kuma kwese.
Re kabela.
Na ba ka kolotse kwa utlwala. Ni kupa bo ngwana ba nna ke gore ba tse khakulela twa. Ya nna ke batla tsena mo gore go bakiwa ke eng. Gona le dio tse pedi. Le motho a nne o na le gore ha imile. A imile mositana. A ba re ga ba te mositana. Ma go ba na go kgapetsa a cause confusion so that alang mano ikara go te tomboy. O cause confusion mo ngwaneng a le mo sekopelo. Sa bobedi. Ba bangwe ba fitwa ke gore this is spiritual things. Sa ba sekta ba tseba go le le mosimane le tla motsana ya no go change. Yo is it to deliver. But yo ba fitwa mo mpeng. Go thata go mo deliver go motho. There must be a revelation. Gore ma go ngwana go tshwantse ra te go ha motho o deliver ngare ke dirile jana ke nna ke bakileng gore ngwana ne ya. And then it goes to the womb spiritually. And then it's corrected. Bona ba siam. Go ha se gore ke bona la ba fitiwa. But wo tere bo mathateng. But go take the rapist. As the rapist is a spirit called rapist. As it then mo motho to cause him to rape. Go se dira compulsive behavior. Hello? Ke ba ska ba kanya gore go ba khetolo no. O tshwana le no the rapist o ipana khetolo. Ya no tatsetse re tla dikhakollo. Batho ba bana le gore re ha motho a khakolla ngwa a bua ka sekresete. E mongwe ka ha ba kanya gore ba kriste ba re no. Ona le ditlhaloso teng. Hela ka moloi le na go bona go khetolo. Ha se motho ha se moloi go na le spirit called witchcraft. Ha se tsene mo motho wa lo go lwa sone spiritis. Ya she can be delivered.
Tla ke go botse se kabelo. Ba ileng gore ga se ba kriste. Ba ra hore
ga bana ditlhaloso gore go diragalang.
Ga bana ditlhaloso ya no mme ka kriste di teng.
Most Christians they are revealed in the Bible,
okay.
And then they are revealed.
So basically, by long they are not Christians; they are just in the darkness.
No, kore kanga si o Christ pesi. Kore mutu mo tsontso dumela mo di ngwa tsa me ga ga bona motho ka rena ga bona modimo. Ya no kang go dumela mo modimo.
So for the people that don't believe in God, you're saying balatlhegile kana ke yone kgang ke botsang gore ba ba sa dumeleng bone wa reng ka bone.
Bible re ha motho a gona modimo is a fool.
So they're fools.
Yeah. That's what I'm go ka tsa go bua se te mela re please ona di karabo mo sengwe le sengwe se dira la molati.
Thank you very much,
Africa is in trouble. Botswana is worse.
Thank you, Kabelo.
Thank you.
You're live on Gabs FM. You're on Gabs FM. Good morning.
Bala Katie.
Hi, how are you?
Kete.
Who are we speaking to? No problem. Anonymous.
There are ke le bogela gore batho ba buile bone batho ba nang le seemo seo kana ba amogetseng seemo sa bone. Ne ke kopa gore go nna balance a go re bitse ba ikileng ba botshela. I get when ikile ba tsela mo go teng go heterosexual me ba ipatika ke a re batle ba leng gore kile ba reform ba ba dule mo mokgweng ne ba tsa gore bana lo ne wa ba.
Okay, so basically you're saying we should get some people who are heterosexual and have come out to be...
Now they're heterosexual. I guess it's heterosexual, now they're homosexual.
No. Yeah, kana me gora rontso sa re tsa khanya rona ga ile ro a riana.
Yeah, I get it no mo a go batho ba ngwa ra re ba re go sa khatela se go case wa ba kanya ne la gore a re ditsendi batho ba ileng gore they used to lead. I don't know gore ke be younger ha ke batle I want to be politically right.
I understand who used to identify as LGBTIQ now.
Ba tshintshila re ba batleng a ba letseng ba tle gore ba tle re tlo ba botsa dipotso sentle ba re ba utlule e utlwetse kganya bone ga re ya mogele bontsi ya rona mme re ba utlwa ba a re ditele ba bangwe ga a be ke ra ba kriste ke ra go di katleleng go bua ka modimo bathong ba se mo modimo wa ba a re tsatleng a re bendilo ga ba tsa di tlhaloganyang ka telo rato tse di re tla re di tsena marao.
Thank you very much.
Ya lebo.
You're live on Gabs FM. Hello. Dumelang.
Ne kopa go botsa.
Emma.
Ko ne ko tla go botsa gore yone hormonal imbalance e affecta sexual orientation ya motho a go ntsa ka gore like na ke na le ditejwa ka mona bona. Ditebela tse di tsela nke yone gona gore nya ditebela ke tsa mona le mo melana I'm just here like a man. But 100% heterosexual. And ke batla go botsa gone gore ano tsone di hormonal imbalance affecta motho a go tse.
Thank you very much. Let's take another caller. You're live on Gabs FM. Hello, Gabs FM. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Na jayu to khanya teng ya no e ta inkimela. Ya no ne ke letsa go tlhaloganya sengwe because a gre rona tota mo ngwe di tota re khala batho re ta tlhaloganya di oding. Me ile ha re ntse re nna ha tse ba bangwe ba ngwana go di ba nnile di lesbian because of rona bo re palelwa ke go ba satisfy sexually.
You know, that's actually very different. The whole issue of LGBTIQ is not so much that it's about sex, but it's about who you are. So that one is not one that we can talk about because
I get you now. Okay, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. I want to take a couple of messages and then I want you to perhaps speak to what some of our callers were saying. This one says, what do males who walk and express themselves like ladies want to be addressed as, men or women? Another one here says, Kathy, a touching topic that brings tears to my eyes listening to those beautiful souls. I feel pity for them because Habaitiri, as parents, let's not judge. For most of them, Habaitiri, let's allow God to help them. And then this one, or what churches or keep educating them through such radio discussions. We plan on having more of these type of discussions. Stay tuned.
The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, the station, or its clients. Kindly note that this program contains adult content. Parental discretion is therefore advised.
Gabs FM, power to engage your world. It's 10:36, and I think you had wanted to say some things to the callers that were sending through their comments.
Okay. Well, I would like to acknowledge our callers today. But I would like to clarify this. The human mind is such that when it doesn't understand something, it wants to classify it. So we need to understand what there is difference between gender and expression and sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
So if a very feminine gay person, why don't you ask him because we have to understand what happened. There are those who are gender non-conforming. you need to understand whether they need to be called him, her, or they, them, however they want to be addressed, right? Because there are people who prefer being called him, feminine, and then masculine.
So I actually want to stress this one a little bit, because I know a lot of people feel awkward about this, and they'll see someone is gay and maybe that person hasn't come out, so they're not sure. Their mannerisms are suggesting it, and a lot of the time people don't know how to address that person. What is the polite thing to do? What's the politically correct thing to do? Talk to us about that.
I think, like Bagang said, you ask, the person, or you just keep addressing them the way somebody hasn't come out. It means that they're not ready for the kind of stigma or discrimination that we're receiving today. Wabon. And I also wanted to answer the comment where does it come to play? Because but heterosexual, and I feel like Lawrence there are people who are like that. And sometimes so some things come out and some things are within. Because I get treat that in a certain way. Me and I just like a heterosexual woman.
I want to touch on the issue of coming out. I think Lawrence, because ga o iso o nne mo seemong se leng gore o kgona go bolelela batsadi ba gago, batho ba kwa lapeng, ebile le gompieno ba santsana ba sa itse. And I just want to ask this one simply because you are on national radio. What do you foresee happening should your parents find out as a result of this conversation?
Tota batsadi ba me ke batho ba tlhaloganya, to be fair and honest, ha ke bua nnete hen ke sologela gore le bone ka gore ke mo national radio ha ile gore ba ntheditse gone yana ba ya go tlhaloganya, but khankgolo ke tikologo. A kere ha o le motho o tshwantse go itebella o bo lebella le batho ba pileng lo wena. So I think kanya teng ke ene ya tikologo gore ha ba ka utlwa gompieno ba ya go amogela, but ba ya go fila gore ke ba beile mo batho ba re ke spotlight. Gore mo lengwe yana wa bona gore ko lapeng go la le gay.
So that would be the main reason why there was friction, because ba tle ba botsa potsa gore batho ba tla reng. Ke ene friction I think ne gore ba tla reng.
So le nna gore ke ikamogelela nthe ke ne ke akantse gore ba tla reng. Ba tshaka ke buile ha o ka lebella thata gore batho ba tla reng wa go hella ile gore nako ya gago e ntsi we investa mo goreng batho ba tla reng, ha o invest mo gore wena karolo ya gago ke eng mo lehatsheng. So ke sonse ke re nna in all that I do I just look unto my goal, ke lebella gore tota mo botshelong nna ke batla go nna eng ebe ke tswa mo goreng batho ba tla reng. Ka gore ha ke le politiki ha ke eng, so ma politiki ke bone ba ile gore ba lebella setšhaba, so nna ke lebella se ile gore ke batla go nna so.
Bakang batla go tlhaloganya gore batsadi ba gago ba tsere yang kganye ga o tla go bone kgotsa lo ena ga ba itse gore you're gay.
So when I told my mom, I was very strategic. Right?
How old were you?
I was 19. Oh, it was on my 19th birthday.
Your 18th birthday. 19th birthday.
Yeah. Which was last year. Okay. It was during the Ida Hot event. I had invited her. The theme, I mean, for that day was like Alliances for Solidarity. Yeah, because we were calling for a collaborative effort. Batsaidi, Ditsala, you know. I mean, like, I had invited her to come to that event. And then, like, we showcase some documentaries of the challenges that we face as the LGBTI community on day-to-day basis, you know. And then, like, I decided to tell her that I was gay. And then she didn't have a problem with it. We're still best friends. And, like, we open to talk about issues of sexuality, sex, and everything, you know.
What about your dad?
Well, my dad is out of the picture. Yeah.
So he doesn't know, you are not in touch with him. He's just not in your life anymore.
Yeah, I don't care if he knows or he doesn't know. It's so funny.
You don't care because he's not there in your life. Okay, Cindy, I think you've already touched on this one. Let's take a few more calls and then wrap up our conversation today. But before that, a message here says, I have a friend who her little sister was corrected through medical when she was young. Now she's okay. I wish that I could get more information on that. Corrected through medical. I'm not sure what we are talking about. Lawrence, do you have some light there?
Community ya rona ke di lesbian, ke di gay, ke batho ba transgender, ke batho ba bisexual, ke di intersex le di queer. So how re motho ona a correctilwe yalo go ra gore that child was this
by intersex trans
was transgender. Go ra gore this child ona le transgender, ona la le bosadi bile ala le bonna mo go ene. So go ra gore ba go mo bankanya yalo ko bongakeng ke sonse a reng go ile go kgona go correctiwa. It was physical.
Yeah, or maybe they just injected her with hormones. But the funny thing is, when we try to correct things we don't really understand, the implications of it in future are they can be very, very scary, because you're doing something because of what you think is right, because maybe in fact you'd find that child is just going to suppress whatever it is that they have, because they're being corrected or things like that. But at the end of the day, what I can say is that I'm going to stick to what I said in the beginning. Life, we are dynamic as people. We are different as people. And it is human nature to always have different opinions about each and everything. So we're never going to agree on a certain thing, which is why people would say, oh no, kana ha go tlhoka go reetsa ke moka o sena tota maitseo ke le botho le setho, but at the end of the day re batho re na le setho le botho le rona re batla go tlisa a pharologanyo mo lehatsheng la rona. We have passions, like Lawrence said, we want to change the world too. We want to be philanthropists, we want to be motivational speakers, we want to make an impact in the world, because each and every person who is born with purpose. So if we're going to shun each and every person that is born because we think they're different, then what is the world going to be like? And if you look at every successful person in the world, or every person who's made a difference, there was always people against them, So for me, knowing who I am and the kind of change I want to make and the kind of life I want to live and the purpose I believe I have, then I feel like I'm on the right track, and I will continue being the person that I am, because regardless of what people say, in the end of the day, it's all about you. Yeah.
Yeah, and talking about medical interventions at an early age have serious repercussions, because you realize that sometimes a girl child can be born with an elongated clitoris, which can be easily mistaken for penis, which means that they are going to suppress the hormones of the female, which is the dominant one, and then she goes up with that elongated penis, and then they think that it is
a boy.
That one. And then that thing has it's going to impact the child at an earlier stage in life, because what we were suggesting were to do for if there's that kind of case, let us examine the chromosomes of that child to really understand whether that child is a boy or a girl, so that the child cannot have any complications in future. I mean, I'm not shining the current medical system which is currently there, but hella, let's think about it really, not just for the now. Okay? And also, the World Health Organization has ruled out the fact, the ideology that homosexuality is a disability or a mental problem. It's not a mental problem, and it is up to each and every one of us to accept, because right now it's not an ultimatum. It's actually a fact that you either accept us or you accept us, because existence is resistance.
Gabs FM, power to engage your world. We've got about 8 minutes left on the show, so we're going to take calls for about 4 of them and then wrap up our conversation in the next 4. So let's start with this one. You're live on Gabs FM. Good morning. Hello, you're on Gabs FM.
Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Gil. How are you?
I'm good.
Talk to me.
There's the biggest enemy here. Yeah, the biggest enemy is lack of knowledge. People are making assumptions. People are making decisions. People are making conclusions by lack of knowledge. So I think you need to listen to me. I need to listen to you, Kathy. And then that's the starting point. But the biggest enemy, like I'm saying to you today, is lack of knowledge. We make these decisions, we make these assumptions, not knowing why. As one of your panelists later on this morning, he said, do we know who God is?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. If anybody says to you, I know who God is, then he's making God a liar.
Amen.
Yeah. So the biggest enemy, I still repeat, is lack of knowledge.
Thank you very much, Gil.
Anytime.
You're live on Gabs FM. Good morning.
Morning. Emma?
Emma, talk to us.
Hey. Am I on air?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Emma.
Nna ke kopa go akgela.
Ke maswaya.
Emma. Re ona sa tlo go bua about le Bible ya rialo. My people shall perish. Kanta go sa ga go tlhoka kitso. People are quoting from the Bible, but selectively. Gore ba tlhopa gore ba tlhopa ha kae. Jesu na amogela mongwe le mongwe. Even people were shunned by society. Ona ba amogela. Right. Ribupile ka ditsela tse di sa tse di farologaneng. People must educate themselves. Hantse le utlwa batho ba ikuela jana. Kana it's just not about even my gutlo. Ha re tse se kae. Go na le mo go bidiwang male brain function, for instance, female brain function. Ka tswana mo go tseng botlhale ba ga mme botlhale ba ga re. Mo ga re bua ka borrela ka bophara. Re tla be re borre bantse jana le jana bo mme bantse jana, because we are naturally predisposed that way. Gore re bupile jalo ya ga go tse bo mme ba bua thata. Science has established that musadi bua 16,000 words a day. Borre ke emanyama ke sorry a few ways. So gona le pharologano tseo. So gona le ba bupilwe differently from what is normal. And it's scary, as somebody said, when something is thrown our way, re sa tlwaela. Bogologolo ga re tsaya gore ba na leng bogole, ba na leng boswafi and such so-called abnormalities, ba sa tshwaneng le rona. Kana le mafatla la tsetsi ba ga le bararo never la tell mo sekgweng ka gore people were not educated enough to know that ga se botlhodi. So gape le Bible ya re judge not. God is the judge. So not the biggest thing re sa se buileng se le teng mo Bible a re ithuteng gore what exactly are these people saying, like can somebody just choose gore a nne sengaudi? These are good people. And whom do you know? Now when I discovered when I was 54 years ago, I'm 74 now, because I kept an open mind. I'm pushing my agenda. I'm lucky enough because I'm not struggling. So I read to Tengbo to sit to re-rating. Seek to understand before you are understood. Ga re nka retsa hela gore le ga o bona batsadi ba bang ba khona go amogela ka bonako ba bang ba tebe ba re Jesus this and this ba bala Bible thing. They are just putting aside the things that Jesus said. Everybody is God's child, and if they are sinning, God shall be the judge. So let's have empathy and understand other people. You understand? Harenka redeemer and ba ileng gore ke magodu ba khuntsha ba bangwe ba dira dilo tse di makatsang hela tse di fatlang mo setšhabeng. Harenka itebaganya le bona, we will have done a great job. In the meantime, let's try to educate ourselves.
Thank you so much, Mastwelo.
Thank you.
You're on Gabs FM. You are our last caller for the day, and you are not there anymore. Your last words as we wrap up, before we get to that, very quickly talk to me about Success Capital and the work that you're doing across the country, especially within and for the LGBTIQ community.
Okay, we are a grassroots organization. We do researches and recommendations for LGBTI community members. Currently, we are working on the Goalkeepers Project, which we are focusing more on gender equality and other SDGs, as Dumi has been saying on radio. We have been doing researches in major cities and villages, and like Gaborone, Francistown, Kasane. And then this week is Maung. And in Maung, we're going to channel into Smalanyana villages in that area so that we can have one voice, which we can produce a united front as when we are producing the report from the researches that we are doing. And also what we are doing is not just research. We are trying to show that we are just trying to show the opinions that are the LGBTI community in such a way that we are going to appeal to the community, to the government, and other people who are relevant. How can they better serve us, and how can we better access their services which they are providing for us?
Awesome stuff. So all of you are volunteers with Success Capital.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome stuff. So as we wrap up our conversation, your last words?
I'd say it was really great being here on radio, trying to change the minds of people and trying to educate the people on the issues which affect us all. And we'll consider this moving forward.
Lawrence?
Jaaka mogolwana sentse a tswetse nna nkare ha re reetse go tlhaloganya gore le rona re rediwe gore batho ba tlhaloganye.
Cindy?
Yes, my last words are that I will say this often as I can, that we're different, and just because we're different, it doesn't mean that we have a problem. It's the way things are. It's the way life is. And we should accept that, right? And being gay or lesbian or bisexual does not mean you're just a human being with passions like everybody else. And we should be let to grow those passions, because we can change the world, for better. We can be philanthropists, we can be doctors, we can be teachers, and everything that can bring goodness into the society.
It's been an absolute pleasure having all of you. Thank you so much for being brave enough to come here and share your stories with us. And we hope and trust that there's someone listening, maybe a young girl, a young boy, that maybe is going through some of these issues themselves. And perhaps because of the time that you've given us today, that young boy or young girl is going to know, you know what? There's nothing wrong with me. I'm just perfectly fine, and I can contribute to society. So to all of you, thank you so much for your contribution today. And I trust we shall be catching up again sometime soon. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And from me, the village girl from Ramotswa, standing in for Sipho, today was the